Welcome, cookers! Today we will be cooking quite the dish. My grandma used to call this cauliflower croissants. So, first what we need is some olive oil. Next, some riced cauliflower and all-purpose flour. Well, you can really find this. The baking powder, eggs, butter, and salt. Make sure the salt is a little bit kosher because you don't want it to not be kosher. And then we can begin cooking. Oh, hi. In today's video, we'll be cooking cauliflower croissant. Okay, so to begin, obviously we need to prepare all our ingredients. And everyone knows if you have frozen riced cauliflower, you have to have it thawed. So let's begin by just first opening up some of our cauliflower. You can use anything you want for this, really. It's up to you. I personally just like to use knives for opening my stuff because it really helps. What is this? So you're gonna want to put some cauliflower into a bowl because you're gonna want to cook with pride, you know? You don't want anything melting. So first, take your cauliflower chunk. You're gonna want to put that in there. Get out the brown bits. And this will go into the microwave. 30 seconds. We're just thawing it. So it's done cooking. We have our thawed cauliflower mix. And we can put this into our meal. Some riced cauliflower. And now that we have some riced cauliflower, we're gonna wanna start making our dough. Well, everyone knows first, in a dough, you need a bowl. Perfect. It'll tell us exactly how much is within it. Not that we need that, we go by eye here. First, to start out, we're gonna want to put our wet ingredients in. That's the egg. Perfect. Make sure you wash your hands plentifully. With plenty. Next, we'll be adding a tablespoon of canola oil. You need that in your dough. That's about a tablespoon. Then the water, don't forget the water. About a handful of water. Finally, our cauliflower. You're gonna wanna add all that you cooked. That's really gonna help make this dish, you know, a certain aspect of healthier. It's gonna make it flavorful. It's gonna really add all that you want whenever you're eating. Everything that you really need is gonna be in that cauliflower. Finally, we add some salt. We move on to our dry ingredients. So, about 3 pinches of salt. We're gonna need, according to the recipe, oh, what the heck? We're gonna need like a couple pinches of baking powder. Then, for our last ingredient in this mixture of elegance, our powder, flour. We're gonna want to get the scoop tool for this one. You know, we can't be getting our hands dirty. That's one of the chef's codes. Don't get your hands dirty. It could affect the meal. We're gonna need to get the tablespoon scoop. We're gonna want a few tablespoons, so bear with me here. There's 1, there's 2, 3, that one was empty, sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now we get to mixing. We're really gonna wanna go in there with our hands, make sure all the ingredients are emulsified and together like a real dish. This process might take a bit, so you're gonna wanna just have to sit here, make sure it's all together like a real dish. Because whenever we're really cooking our, what are they called? Help? Whenever we're cooking our crescents, our rice cauliflower crescents, we're gonna wanna make sure that there's no piles of flour in it. And that's why we only added 7 tablespoons of flour, because we really wanna make sure there's not too much flour in here, or else it will start to mess up our dish. And you'll begin to notice this really soft, crumbly texture. That's really what you're looking for whenever you're cooking. You want it to be soft and crumbly so it can crumble apart like in croissants. That's one of the qualities they have. I have been to Paris before. I studied under one of the best chefs there actually. So yes, this is how you do it before you go looking it up or something. And you really want to make sure it's all emulsified in there, mixed up and really together. You see how after a certain amount of time it just starts to really get clumpy and moist and all together like this? That's why you keep mixing. You need to trust the process, trust the ingredients, it'll get like this after enough time. And this is starting to make me wonder if it might be soon time to make a flat dough out of it. Oh, this is kind of fun. Look at that, I squeeze. Why? Okay. This is about how we want our dough to look. You might be seeing like chunkiness in it and you think, oh, that's not good for dough. But remember, we added rice cauliflower in it, so it's supposed to be a little bit chunky. Can we clean this surface? I need this cleaned. So, now that the dough is finished being kneaded, I add the butter. Now we can mix that in if we need to. Some chefs say that it's best not to mix in your butter in your dishes as it helps the shape really form better. But I like whenever my thing is smooth and buttery and creamy. So that's whenever I add the butter. Thank you. Really make sure you mix this butter in or else it might not cook properly. You don't want little chunks of butter in your dish, do you? That's why most chefs recommend you mix the butter in whenever you're cooking, because if you don't, it might not cook properly. Now, I think we're about ready to roll this into a flat. First, you want to butter flour your surface. Make sure nothing sticks to the floor, because that's the least last one you want. Is that stuff sticking to the floor. And we take our dough ball and we flatten it out some in it. Really make sure it stays on the flour so you don't get anything sticking to the floor. Now, this is about how far you can get this dish with your hands, which is why, I sent an email in advance to a helper in this kitchen, the roller. He's gonna help us make this extra flat. He's getting really expensive these days, so this might be my last episode I use him. His prices have just gone up, but he is necessary in this dish. And remember everyone, safety first. You don't wanna cut yourself with a knife or something. Now, we're turning on our oven. Preheat to 375, and that's what you want it to. I hope they like this one. Everyone knows a good croissant goes roll top, you know? That's why you want to make a triangle in this dough. About like this. Then you can remove all this extra dough. You can use it for another one. Us, though, we're only cooking one croissant, because this is a Themmaster episode, so we'll be donating this to my charity. The homeless can eat this. Now, we want to roll up our croissant. So basically, you just start rolling backwards. Basically, you just start rolling. And there you are, croissant dough. This is gonna make the perfect croissant. You're gonna wanna use some of your extra butter. Take this on the top, really just butter it up. This is gonna add the subtlety of being cooked to it. This is a necessary step. Now, just to make sure everything goes smoothly, we'll add a thin little layer of canola oil. You can use really whatever non-stick oil you want, but we're using canola oil for this episode, to a baking sheet. And once you have that, gently you want to pick up your croissant and place it on the tray. We're ready to put it in the oven. You're gonna want to insert the tray in the oven like so, close it, and then let it sit for 12 minutes. All right, fans, it's cooked. Now let's just check out the oven to see how ready it is. Aww, it had a baby. Oh, sometimes this happens. It'll have these little babies that, you know, you get to enjoy whenever it. That looks good, right? The perfect croissant? Here we have it. Perfect croissant. Made by yours truly, Themmaster chef. Now everyone, let's get that cross section! Now fans, it's time to plate it. Put each half on a plate. You're gonna want to enjoy this. It's a good dish. Looks aside, it's time we taste this for what it truly is. I'm really getting some of that crunch in it, of the outer shell that is fully cooked. Okay, thank you for watching. We're gonna end this thing here. This is a really good croissant. Thank you for watching. Hello.
Paul Themmaster, are you ready for your little post-game interview, as they say?
I have actually written a poem this time. I have it in me to believe that this is how all food should be. Baked and cut, cooked and tossed, made to save all we have lost. A fashioned dash of sultry mash, potato made, and I get paid. I have it in me to believe that this is how all food should be. Cooked by me and not by thee, I'll bake a dozen, not for free.
Wow. You know, that poem, it really described your experience today. And I think that everyone should take a little piece of that poem and put it on their wall.
I was really hoping that we could have them put all of the poem on their wall, but if you only thought a part of it was good, then I guess just put that part on your wall. Rain them on me, if you will.
Okay, the first question is...
Next.
Okay, the second question is this the ticket? Ticket in quotations. Is this the ticket?
No.
Why not?
This is a ticket. All of them are tickets in their own respect. This is a ticket.
Going back to the previous questions,
Yes.
How will this meal change your life and the life of others?
It's really gonna open up a new perspective. It's gonna make us feel something we've never felt before. It's gonna provide a definite spark, a certain spark that you need. It provided me that spark.
Okay, very interesting response from you, Paul Themmaster. Usually, you're a little more aggressive.
What?
I just said that usually you're a little more aggressive, so it was an interesting response.
That's stupid.
If you were to cook this again, what would you do differently?
Why? Was something wrong?
Well, the cross section was a little bit lackluster, I have to say.
Hey, I thought that cross section was pretty good.
It was laughable.
Who laughed at it?
No one, Paul. Laughable like, oh, it brings so much joy that you laugh.
Who's laughing at my food?
No one, Paul Themmaster. It brings so much joy that you laugh. My next question is, say something for the fans. Something to really stick to them like the dough stuck to my hands.
I hate all that you have laughed at me. It really sparks a certain level of resentment in my heart.
Why do you say that?
I really put a lot of work into what I make, and my fans really, they seem like they take it for granted. You know, it feels like I could use some more support here from my fans. I hate my fans. What was that?
Can you do one more question?
Fine.
In the form of a poem, how would you describe your experience today?
Laughable. Laughable.
Do you think that the homemade sauce and the Parmesan really brought it to the next level?
Well, no, I was thinking all the effort I put into the food, all of the cooking I made, all of the love and care. I really put love and care into this dish, and I really put all of my effort into this dish, and I'm thinking that maybe the Parmesan and the homemade sauce is what elevated it to the next level.
Okay, Paul, that's all we have for you. That's all the interview we have for you.
My experience was laughable. That was my poem. You misinterpreted my poem. End this.
End it?
End it.
Forever?
Now.